Hi sunshines, so long, and this patches. I'm so excited. Ever. And make sure this my Hi sunshines, happy Sunday or Monday, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I haven't read a book in a really long time, and I just finished reading The Great Gatsby, and I did say in one of my lives that I was going to make a review on that, but instead of doing that, I think I have a better idea, which, as you can see by the title, is going to be a spring TBR. I don't really know how a spring TBR actually works. I'm pretty sure TBR means to be read. Well, I know that means to be read. It's kind of the books that I want to read during a particular time. So for me, spring TBR, so I really want to read my books that I'm going to show you in this video in spring. So without further ado, let's get into this video. But before we get into it, I just want to say that I have no physical books with me. Very sad and unfortunate, but just because it's on my TBR doesn't mean I'm going to order them. Most of the time I only buy 3 books that I have like planned TBR. Counting how many I have on my TBR right now, which is probably 10. 3 out of 10 isn't much. So don't expect to see me read all these books in future videos because you're probably not going to see that. And that's sad and unfortunate and just devastating, but it's devastatingly true. So without further ado, now let's actually get into this video. So the first book, or books I should say, in my TBR is a series, and it's probably going to be the only series. No, it is. It's the only series in my TBR for this season. And the mere reason for that is I think just series are so long to finish for me personally, because I am quick to if there's too much books in that series, I'm not finishing it. Example, The Inheritance Game. I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes, okay? Love her. But I don't think I'm going to be reading The Grandest Games anytime soon because I'm not that interested about it. Honest, I've learned about the characters like Lyra. I know who they are, but I don't really want to know who they are. So that's why that's the only series in my TBR. And that series is called the Rome, Kentucky series. It's a series written by Sarah Adams and it has 4 books and it's all romance. We love romance over here. This series is going to be following interconnected characters, which are basically siblings, so 1 brother and 3 younger sisters. And I have heard a lot of people say that they think a lot of people will like this series because it's like a small town feel. And I too am excited to read this series just because I have never really read a small town feel, and when I hear small town, the first thing that pops into my head is Gilmore Girls. It's one of my favorite series and shows ever, so I hope it has the same vibe as Gilmore Girls, because if it does, cherry on the cake. When in Rome, that is the first book of the Rome, Kentucky series, and it speaks about this woman, or rather girl, no, she's a woman. Her name is Amelia Rose, but everybody knows her as Ray Rose, the cool pop singer, amazing in the country. I don't really know, but she is just a pop star that everybody knows, and she is tired of the fame. She's tired of the fame, and she has a tour in 4 months or 2 months, and she's kind of tired of it. She needs a little break, so she decides to go off on her own in a small town that she never really heard about, just to kind of let herself breathe a little bit during the night. Yeah, without her bodyguard. That's very smart of you, Ray Rose. But still, she goes, and guess what? Her car breaks down, and that's really unfortunate because it's the night. So who is she gonna call during the night, right? So her car breaks down in front of someone's front lawn. The man whose front lawn that is, his name is Noah Walker. Noah Walker sees this car in front of his house, and he's like, okay, what is she doing there? So he goes out, he talks to her for a little bit. She's scared because obviously she's dealt with stalkers before. One thing leads to another, and she ends up sleeping in his guest room for the night until she calls a garage the next day, and then she's off on her own. Or so we think. And the rest is history. I don't want to talk too much about this book, but I'm really excited about it because I've never seen a dynamic between a pop star and kind of a pie shop owner, because we learned that Noah Walker is a pie shop owner, in his local, he's a local pie shop owner, which is super cool. I really am excited to see the dynamic between the both of them. I do know that they're not going to like each other in the beginning, which is kind of fun because it's kind of giving enemies to lovers, and yeah, I'm excited. The next book is called Practice Makes Perfect. It is the second book in the series, and it speaks of Annie Walker. So the sibling of Noah Walker, and she is the local flower shop owner. So we have a lot of locals over here. And she's really on the quest of finding her true love. But she realizes after going on many dates with people in her small town, no one really makes like the perfect match for her. And at some point she kind of is like, am I the problem? Is it me? When Ray's bodyguard comes into town for a specific amount of time, he decides to help her find the perfect match for her. This bodyguard is called Will Griffin. While Will Griffin is temporarily back in Rome, he decides to help Annie Walker find the true love of her life. And at some point, she's probably going to realize that he's been here the whole time in front of her eyes. So yeah, I'm really excited for it because when I look at the cover, it's just, oh wait, that's the wrong one. When I look at the cover, they look so cute, and just like the flower shop, oh my gosh, I love it. And you guys, I love flower shops a lot. I mean, you can see the florals right here. And just to feel like a flower shop owner, and then also a bodyguard. I've never seen that before. I've seen a princess and a bodyguard. I've seen that, but them and this, I've never seen that before. The third book of this series, and not the last because there's a fourth book coming out this year. The third book is called Beg, Borrow, or Steal. First of all, can we talk about this cover? So cute, so pretty, and out of all of the three, this one I'm mostly excited about just because of like the cover and the synopsis, which I'm about to explain to you right now. Emily Walker, as we know, all the Walkers are families: Noah Walker, Annie Walker, and Emily Walker. So Emily Walker is a second grade teacher and an aspiring romance writer. She becomes nemesis with Jack Bennett, who is also a teacher in the same school where she teaches. One thing leads to another, which I don't really know how, or maybe I do, but I just don't want to explain because I'm afraid to spoil it. She ends up needing to protect her literary work, so she finds herself relying on Jack Bennett for help. I am really excited for this book. First of all, the title of this book, Beg, Borrow, or Steal. I have no idea what that means, and I think, you know, all the titles always have to do with something or an inside joke in the book or just anything that's really important in the book, and I'm really excited to get to find out what that is. Ready or Not, written by Cara Bastone. That's very different from the others because it speaks of a woman going through her pregnancy trimesters. Eve Hatch's unplanned pregnancy will crack many relationships in her life. And sadly, one of Eve's most important friendships, so the one with her and her best friend, will feel very much tense when Eve needs her the most. It's her best friend's older brother who will step up to help Eve, which I think is so cute. And even if you look at this cover, I mean, you can tell this book is going to be a banger. The next book is called Picking Daisies on Sunday. I've already started reading this book, but it's on my phone currently, and I am absolutely in love with it. I'm still going to be talking about it as if it's on my to be read, but I'm currently reading it, and I think I'm on chapter 3 or something. Yeah, 3, and I'm so excited. It speaks of Daniela Daisy Maria, and she's a hopeless romantic. I have this best friend called Levi Coldwell that she has been best friends for like since high school. She has had also a crush on him, just tiny, but she never really like had the guts to tell him. So here came the day of prom, and she told herself, well, here goes nothing. 10 minutes later, her heart had been broken, and they had never seen each other again for 4 years. 4 years later, we are here today, and she meets him again, but this time Levi doesn't really ask for a favor. She just kind of gets dragged into being his fake girlfriend for a marriage, his sister and another guy. Yeah, it's going to be fake dating, which I'm super excited about, and it's also kind of like childhood best friend, but kind of disconnected, and now they've connected back again, so I'm so excited to see how this is going to look like. From the same author, Liana Sincati also wrote Don't Be in Love, and this, I believe, is her first book ever, and it speaks about Adelaide Ardono, who decides to transfer to one of the world's most prestigious schools, which is in London and is called London Townsend University. There, she will meet Dorian Blackwood, and he is the youngest of the prominent British family, and also the person that her best friend slash roommate is totally in love with. So that's going to lead one thing to another, and she has no choice but to get twisted in a deal with Dorian just to keep their secret. And when I was reading the synopsis, I have to say I was a little confused because I was like, this is not enough. Like, I need more details on like what this book is actually about, because like, why are you not telling me the secret? But I'm guessing that it's going to be a big part of the story, and it's going to be a big mystery until the end. So I'm good for a mystery. I'm excited for it. Sun-Kissed, written by Cassie West. It speaks of this girl named Avery who always used music as an escape to kind of reality, per se. That really is what I do with dance and books. When I read, it's kind of when I want to escape what's happening in my real life, or when I dance, it's just to kind of forget what's happening. She just always used music to forget everything. When her best friend betrays her, music isn't really an option anymore. It doesn't really work. Even her playlist can't help her forget what happened. And so flash forward a few months later, her parents drag her and her sister, social media obsessed induced sister, to a family camp for 2 months. And there she will meet a guy named Brooks, but he's a part of the staff, so he's totally off limits. There she's also going to explore just self-discovery, and by her side will be Brooks. Kisses and Croissants. Mia Genro has always known that she was meant to be a professional ballerina, and right when I heard ballerina, I was like, this is gonna be my favorite book of all time. Let's continue the synopsis. Mia chooses to spend her summer in France, which, first of all, good choice. And she chooses that place to pursue her dream of being a ballerina. And over there, she will meet Louis, a local. And he is eager to show Mia his city. And one thing leads to another, and there is a reason why Paris is called the city of love. The last book is called Check and Mate, and it's written by Ali Hazelwood, which you might have heard her name, not in this video, but like in other booktube videos, because she is the best-selling author of Love Theoretically. What does Check and Mate actually speak about? It speaks about Mallory Greenleaf, and she comes back to play chess one last time. Because a long time ago, she decided to not play chess anymore because she really wanted to focus on her family, because her and her family are struggling financially. So when she comes back to play chess one last time, she absolutely wipes the board. Who did she play against, you ask? Nolan Sawyer, the king killer, the current world champion. So everybody is pretty much shook because, like, nobody beats the king killer. Nobody beats the current world champion, but Marilee Greenleaf did. And for that, she is memorable in Nolan's eyes. And so Nolan's loss to an unknown rookie really makes him want to cross bonds with her again. And cross bonds they will. So now that you guys saw all of the books that I want to read in my TBR, that is going to be finishing this video. And hopefully that may have helped you with what books that you can add to your spring TBR as well. I don't know if I'm the greatest at explaining things, but I hope that this helped you like kind of get an idea of which books and the vibe that I was trying to get for this spring. One of the books I'm really excited about is probably Check and Mate and Kisses and Croissants. Like, those are the two books I'm especially like excited about. Other books that I haven't spoken about because I think it's just really obvious that I was going to read them is Nothing Like the Movies. So that's like honorable mentions I'm doing right now. Nothing Like the Movies. I'm currently reading it right now. It's on my phone again and loving it. But why haven't Liz and Wes met yet? Like, meet again. I don't care. Just meet. I'm on chapter 5 and they haven't met. It's crazy. Another book that I feel like is an honorable mention is just the whole Natural series. This book is called, what's it called? I forgot, but I'll put it on the screen. I put both of the books in the screen. And I really want to finish that series as well. So those are two books that I think are just kind of obvious I was going to read, but so that's why I didn't add it to this like book TBR. But if you guys didn't catch on that, that's why I'm adding it to my conclusion of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys next Sunday or Monday. Bye, sunshines.